They came from the north, the south, east and west, travelling hundreds of kilometres along traditional pathways, across hot, dry land toward the distant blue-tinged Bunya Mountains, and the promise of cool forests, cold mountain streams and the nutritious flesh of the Bunya nuts. When the feasts and celebrations ended, they followed the pathways back to their country. For thousands of years the tribes have been making this journey, and now, a group of young river ambassadors will become a part of the story. This journey will take students from the Bunya forest of the South Burnett to the waters of Moreton Bay, travelling across indigenous countries and meeting with elders along the way. In 4 groups, they will travel by foot, bicycle and canoe over long distances. Students will carry the sacred message stick across indigenous country as they travel. This message stick acts as a passport. It is a symbol of welcome and safe passage as they travel in their journey from Bunya to the Bay.
As a Wakka Wakka elder, I feel honoured and proud to be part of this event. Enjoy every moment of this land that you're travelling on. And to everyone that's on this journey, travel safe and enjoy it, because you're going to have a lot of fun.
I too would like to pay my respects to the elders, for they were our custodians, our caretakers and our storytellers that handed down through the families for future generations.
The journey and meeting of the elders really excites me because I've just always looked up to them and I've always had so much respect for them, and just to be a part of this is just makes me so happy.
This year is an inaugural trip because it actually finishes on Quandamooka country. So we're so excited about the whole journey, but especially finishing it on Stradbroke.
Normally I would probably do a journey in the bush with my family, but with me doing it with other nationalities, it's going to be a big change for me and doing something completely different to normally what I would do.
Well, as I said, I'm the youngest of 14 children, and I spent a lot of time with my dad. When he got a lot older, I looked after my dad and he taught me a lot.
Our ancestors did a good job looking after our country, so as they say, they're passing their knowledge on to us, and maybe in a way we can show that by going through all of the tribes and going to all of these communities to show that we respect it.
Old man, he got walkabout, he get lost, and he fall over and hurt himself, and another tribe find him, fix him up, give him food and water, and they show him which way on his journey. I hope none of you fellas get lost when you go out that way too, you know.
One of my goals is coming out of Bunya to Bay after we finish the leg is to be more brave and adventurous and courageous. I'm worried about the challenge of how long it's going to take and how long the way of being away from home and how hard it's going to be and how we're going to go without showers.
Left at intersection, first hill is the worst. So this hill's the worst.
So the brains.
Maybe it goes like this. Oh, that might be it.
That could be it.
That could be it.
So I reckon we should pack them. Yeah, empty it and see what's in there.
So we're going to catch fish. Yeah. I didn't expect it to be this hard. I thought it would be a little bit easier, I don't know, I just thought the days would be easier, not as long and tiring. I just want a warm shower, just a nice long warm shower, or even like a bed, like a nice mattress. And then it's like got heaps of positives too, because if you were inside, like living in society and all that, you wouldn't see half of this, like you wouldn't get to experience all these things. And it's good because it makes you appreciate all the little things more.
You get to experience the things that are around you and actually see what your surroundings are. I have learnt that our people, when they used to travel along the land, that they had a lot of willpower to travel and push themselves each day to get to where they were going.
You know, you've done a lot. You've really come a long way. What are you interpreting now as, what does it mean to be a river ambassador, and what qualifies you to be one?
I think the qualification is being through the journey and actually like doing it, because it takes a lot to do it.
To be a river ambassador, you just got to have resilience and a positive mindset to just go throughout like your journey.
We've intimately felt the landscape, and you know, our legs are surely feeling it tonight, but that's a reflection of the landscape that we've gone through. Each one of them had a definite growth, you know, and I think they started off questioning their abilities, and we all do that. We're all unsure if we haven't done something before. And by the end of it, I could see they weren't just physically stronger, but I could see they were mentally stronger, because I think they were simply believing in themselves. And then before they know it, they're here, they're finished, and they're looking back and thinking, I did that.
Bunya Bay is incredible. It is so fun, I love it. I would definitely do it again. While you're out here, you're like, oh, stop, this is too much. But then, like, even now, looking back at it, it's so good.
I am Auntie Samantha. I am a Jinibara woman from this country. Yindi has been holding the meshi stick. It's a passport.
Today we welcome back leg 1 from their journey, and we're going to continue on leg 2. So Auntie Samantha has passed on the message stick to Amali, one of our group members, and she has had the honour to carry it for our group.
Feels pretty special to get the message stick. I'm excited to have it. I'm looking forward to getting to know everyone on the trip better. I'm excited for the canoeing. That seems fun. I'm just worried about getting my stuff back into the barrels, because, yeah. I think it's pretty important and special that I get to be on this journey to learn more about the Brisbane River and the Aboriginal history around it, so then we could protect it better in the future.
All over the world, water's treated differently, so you'll get a different tasting water depending on what it's running through. Here we run through a lot of granite and sandstone and that sort of thing.
70 metres to go! Oh yeah, we got this! Oh no, you're talking about a clam dam? We got this, we got clam dams too. You got a clam dam, you've got a clam dam, we Amira, do you remember on day 2 in the afternoon when you said to me, do we go home tomorrow? and then there was still, another 4 days to go?
Yes, I remember. There's 4 more days in the canoe. Oh my God. Now I feel like I want to die. My back is so, anytime I go.
And he said to me like, we're getting very skinny when we go before. Yeah, our hand is like this, we're like this, not like this.
Hey, Gungadus, what I'd like to ask you is, what has this project meant for you?
I just thought like you learn journeys from your own people and like your own elders, you know what I mean? But at the end, like you just all just brought like everybody talking and like everybody just bonding and like just the laughs was just bring me up and just made the camp like the best.
You guys, you were all really nice at the opening ceremony, and then I was like, it's gonna be alright. We've really connected over the last few days together.
Majority of it is about learning about these cultures and like the waterway, like the importance of our waterways, but it's also about creating these like, would you call it beautiful bonds? Like we've just come so close together as like people, and we feel like we've known each other for years, but reality only a couple of days. And I just find that so amazing, and I'm so glad I came on something like this to experience it. And just thinking of the people back home, they don't know like what we've been through mentally and physically, but us as a group, we get to share that and like have the memory of that, and I find that pretty special, like that we've got to do this as a group.
If you're going through anyone's country, walking through anyone's country, you've got to ask permission to get through there. Usually they've got a message stick, see on there, and that's paramount. That if you go past that and disobey that, they can spare you. Them days, not now. They can't do it now. You're gonna give me that message stick, are you? Pass on. Who made this? This one?
It's not just a stick, it's something we carried through the leg 1 all the way to leg 4.
You accept that? Jump up. There you go then, mate. Easy, mate. Then you give it to the next lady down there. Tell her I said to polish it up.
It meant a lot to me. He chose me, and I asked his son, I said, why did he choose me? And he said, because he saw that I had potential.
It's good to see he's out here. It's good to see he's doing things. It's good to see he's enjoying it. That's the main thing, enjoying it, And you'll get over it. Like there's times that you think, oh gee. But once you get over that, then the happy stuff comes, The happy comes. Who's the fastest rower?
The first thing we had to learn was how to canoe. We had to learn our turns and how to go faster, slower. We had to learn how to go down rapids, move past logs, go under logs, duck. You have to learn a lot of teamwork. It's a lot of teamwork involved.
Camping skills. This is like the first proper camp I've ever been to ever, and camping skills is like the number one thing I will definitely take away.
We learned how to connect with the land, and just spending so much time on the river, around the river. Yeah, it's about learning, and you learn to work as a team, you learn to get things done, and you learn to solve problems, yeah.
Oh, the country around here is absolutely beautiful. You got mountains left, right, you got beautiful trees. We saw some platypus, lungfish, turtles, the early morning mist going down a rapid. Oh, that's just something I'm going to remember for a very long time.
You face challenges in everyday life and you feel like you just can't push past them. And this trip has taught me that no matter, even if you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, in a canoe or just in your life, you can always get around it. You use the people around you, they'll help you, you help them, and you can persevere, and you're strong, and you can get through anything.
I acknowledge you, my fellow Australians, for it is the dust of the bones of my ancestors and the dust of the bones of your ancestors that intermingle and shape this country, making us stewards of the future. Thank you and welcome all once again. It's a great honour for me to present this to you so you can go as you travel down. I'm going to get emotional. I feel proud to be and honoured to be asked to come and do it, especially to the young ones. You know, the young ones need to know about our culture, our spirituality, you know, to be on country and what it's like just to be on country. Just enjoy it, you know. Just absorb it. Absorb, yeah. You know, the countryside, and you'll feel it. You know, as you're going along, you'll feel it, and it'll be so calming and just so relaxing that I wish I could get in a canoe and follow you along.
That every person in Brisbane uses to fill up their bottle of water. So you got to imagine that if that property is worth its weight in gold, you need to protect it.
I just spent the whole 5 days just taking everything in and absorbing all the sights and just appreciating what Aboriginal people did back in their day. Yeah, just appreciate where they've walked before us.
I think it was mainly like learning new skills like canoeing. I also learnt some navigational skills and like how to orientate a map and use a compass. And I think I also developed my social skills as well. And I think I kind of came out of my shell and made lots of new friends.
I noticed a change in scenery as we got closer to the city because more houses came into view and a few more buildings and less trees, and the waters became a bit dirtier as we got closer into the city. It's important to respect our waters because it's one of our main resources, and if we've damaged all our resources, then it's hard for our communities to not only survive but also thrive.
I'd like to welcome you all here today to Yuggera country. It's been a long journey for you and you've been through many countries.
Today, on our final day, we met Uncle Eddie and he shared a bit about his history and his background behind the Brisbane River and his ancestors that took care of it before him.
Down a little bit further you'll come to Breakfast Creek and there was big camps of Aboriginal people living there.
And we've learned a little bit about, you know, the canoe that we saw this morning and learning about the Carilpa Bridge and then the mural underneath. There's little things, whether it's your culture or not, learning about culture in general can take you very far.
I just wanted to say how very proud I am to know that the end of the Bunya Bay trek is having its inaugural finish this year on Stradbroke Island. It's an experience that the students, their leaders and teachers will experience an amazing journey into the rich cultural heritage of what the island brings to us.
Well, a river ambassador is someone that, I guess, cares for the environment and the river. They take pride in what they do and representing the Aboriginal and Indigenous countries that we were upon. It imbues a lot of respect. Like, for me, it's a huge, it's not a responsibility, it's more like an honour to wear the shirt. It's very honourable to be a river ambassador.
The boomerang also played a big part in aviation. A lot of people don't realise that Aboriginals in Australia were actually the first inventors of a lot of things. And we're actually the first to invent the helicopter, believe it or not.
So on behalf of our Quandamooka people, I would like to welcome all of you here to our country. You will smell that smoke on you. Let it act as a memory peg for you to remember. This is a closing finish-up ceremony. Leave yesterday behind. You can't bring up last week or yesterday, and you move forward together, and everyone greets one another with open arms and a new friendship moving forward.
When you actually physically immerse yourself into that environment, I think it really you really learn a lot more about it because you've actually have the memory and experience about it. So doing that, I think is a way better method of learning.
The connections that I formed with my fellow river ambassadors, we've had such a fun time, and I made so many good memories. Doing the Bunya Bay is one of the best decisions I've ever made. Like, it's just put my life into perspective, really, even though it's just a 4-day camp. Like, yeah, it means a lot to me.
You know, Aboriginal people, they don't own the land. They have an affinity with it. And so that has come down through the generations, and we still live that way today. We embrace what Mother Earth has given us. Our tracks become our songlines. Our songlines become our stories, both culturally, spiritually, emotionally and physically. And that's how we live our lives.